The Revopoint Metro X scanner. In my last video, I said this. The next video I'm going to make is going to be scanning a impact driver, but I'm going to be scanning it standing up. And hopefully I'll just scan it in a couple of scans and join it that way. Well, it's fair to say I failed. I couldn't do it. I wanted to scan the impact driver standing up like this, but I couldn't do it. I did manage to get a good scan in the end though, but not with it standing up. So, in this video I'm going to explain to you why it failed, what I did to try and make it work, but I couldn't, and what I eventually did to make it work and to produce a good scan, because it did produce a good scan in the end. So, if you want to see all those things, then please stick around and watch this video. So I'm Charlie, welcome back to my channel. As I said in the introduction, in this video I was going to show you how I tried to scan this impact driver standing up. And why would you want to stand it up? I think scanning it standing up is the best way to do it, for a couple of reasons. It's easier, you could do it in 2 scans, and I think it's far more accurate. It's far more accurate because basically you'll get the scanner like this and you'll scan it, spinning it round, and you'll get a good scan all the way around. Then you'll flip it upside down, get the bits you couldn't get the first time, spinning it round again, and then you join it together in the software. And because you've done it in 2, and because you've gone all the way around on both of them, you're going to get a really good overlap, so it's going to be really accurate. When you scan it in 4, like I did with the multi-tool, where basically you scan it like that, flip it over, scan it like that, then scan it that way, and then scan it that way, and join it in 4. What you're hoping for on each scan is that you actually overlap on the shorter distance. Now with something like this item here, which is quite feature rich for joining scans up, you're not too bad. But if this handle was a lot smoother and there wasn't so many features in the top here, and that maybe was a bit thinner, you know, you haven't got really much of an overlap to scan it, and you can get inaccuracies then. But scanning it standing up is a better way of getting it more accurate. This was my first attempt, and as you can see, I've got the impact driver standing in the middle. I've got the markers all the way around, and I've got these shield things, whatever you want to call them, which stand up at the edge. So basically when you're scanning like this then, and you've got the item there, you've got the markers at the back. So, let's start this off then. We'll start off with the marker scan. We'll use the cross lines. We'll go for global marker, and we're going to do a global marker scan. There we are, 94 markers. Start the scan, sticking it on auto. Now as you can see, it's starting to scan this well. The battery and the base is coming in quite well at the bottom. So let's go all the way around the base, because them markers are quite close to it. Let's just come around the base here. Now let's try and go up to the top. And as soon as I've got to there now, it's lost it. Come back down to the bottom. It's got the markers. Come up to the top and it's lost it. Just pick it up a little touch there, look. So if I go right above it now, I'm getting the markers in now, and I'm scanning the base around it, but I'm not actually getting the impact driver. So I go right above the impact driver now and you can't see the markers. So, as I've said, I'm getting the base in really, really well. But as soon as I go where the markers are too far away, it won't do it. Now that position there now, you can see that the scanner can see the item to be scanned, and then the markers are down there, but they're too far away and I can't pick it up. come down to the bottom where the markers that are in play are those little domes, it's working. But when I start to come up the impact driver to the top, I can't get it in. Now, is this a fault of the scanner? Am I asking it too much? Let me know in the comments what you think. I have actually seen scanners on the market do this. I saw one recently in a video, the Creality Sermoon S1. I've actually seen do this. So as you can see, I couldn't finish it off. Battery's starting to come in. I mean, I know I'm missing a few bits here now on the handle, but they'd have come in. Maybe stick it on parallel lines or something for that, but they'd have come in. So I'd have got the bottom bit in, but there was no way I was going to get the top. So the next thing I tried was this. I printed off these towers, covered them in a few dots to place on the turntable like that. So hopefully you can put in markers further on up. And I thought, well, maybe just have one at each end at the moment, so I'm not blocking too much out when I'm scanning it. So let me show you how this went. Now it's on auto again then, and let's try this scan. Okay, so as we thought, the base is coming in okay. And there's the start of the tower coming in. So if anything, right at the base there, I've increased markers. So I've made it a little bit better. Just come around this corner now. And let's start to go up. Now again, we're getting a little bit more in here now, look, because I'm managing to keep those markers in. But I'm struggling on the top. It's very hit and miss. So I'm struggling there now. I can't get any there. Can't get any. Just pick it up now. Come down the bottom to link me in. Come up the side. Yeah, I'm struggling there now. And it's because the tower hasn't got enough markers in it on show at any one time, because it needs some on the actual impact driver as well. Gently coming over now. Okay, I've got the side of that impact driver in now, so that isn't too bad. But I can't get the top. I can't do the top. So let's come round. See, I'm turning it round and it's not moving because it's struggling to find it. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get, I think. So let's have a look at it. See, I couldn't get anything in the top, and there's loads of bits missing. So we'll put that down as a file as well. So this was my next attempt. I printed me some more things off. I've now got 6 around there. This should be a much better attempt, I think. Let's get the global marker scan done. Okay, so this global marker scan now is 174 global markers. That's really good. That's better than I've been able to get it in my practices, to be honest with you. Now these towers, they've got to be close together, because if you think about the field of view that the actual scanner's getting, you've got to have the markers in. That's why the two didn't work very well, because you had to have it too far away to get those in the field of view, and then the depth of field wasn't good enough to get the scan done. So you've got to get close. So obviously surrounding these now, this should be the best method. They should be in the field of view there now. They should be able to get through the gaps to scan the impact driver. And obviously square on there is going to be blocking the back, but this little bit from this angle should get it, and a little bit from that angle should get it. So you should be able to get all the way around there now. So this should work. So let's see if it does. Cross lines, and let's go for it. So as you can see, getting through that gap there, we're getting the battery at the bottom, we're getting the top, we're getting something on the top, and we're coming down to the battery. So that seems to be working well. Up to the top. Come down the back, down to the bottom of the battery. Come down to the bottom, to the battery, and let's go to the top. Okay, I'm just going to speed this up now then. I'm going to go around this and I'm going to give it a fair chance to scan. Taking my time and getting as much detail as I can. And then we'll analyse it at the end. Okay, so that's it. Let's have a look at that. Now, as you can see, right at the very end, I did stop this scan then a bit prematurely because it went a bit awry. Look, it started to put two of these towers here. And I've noticed this happens with this scanner, and I think it's because there's too many dots. There's too many markers. Gets itself confused. But let's have a look at the rest of the scan. Let's just ignore that little bit of overlap. And let's just finish this scan off and let's have a look what it's like. Let's fuse it. Let's do a fast scan at 0.2. And as you can see, it's an awful scan. There's just no detail in there. It's just as rough as you like, isn't it? And you get a lot of noise. You get a lot of noise in the middle of these, and I think it's because the lasers are hitting the impact driver, bouncing off the towers, hitting the impact driver. It's just causing a lot of problems in there. It's too cluttered. It's too cluttered. Now, am I asking too much from this scanner? I think I probably am in this particular situation. However, that was the only way that I could think of to get the dots in the field of view. So my next idea was, let's get rid of all these markers and let's put some dots on the actual on the impact driver itself. So I covered the impact driver in dots, and this is how it turned out. And as you can see, it's not a bad scan, but look at the way the marker dots are. It just ruins it. It just ruins it for me, that does. I've got one there, look. And it's because the marker dots aren't on a flat surface. When the marker dots, I mean that one there was actually a 3mm dot. So why it's done it that big, I don't know. There was one on the front here, look. Around the handle at the back, the side, there was one there. A couple round here. One there. They just don't come out very good. This software removes them brilliantly from flat surfaces, but it doesn't remove them very good, I don't think, from curved surfaces. Something as detailed as this, where you've got loads of little crevices, loads of little flat spots and little curved spots. Markers aren't an option, which is why I wanted to do it without the markers in the first place. So not wanting to produce a video then with a complete failure, I basically landed on this method, which is what I did before, where I'm basically going to scan one side, I'm going to scan the other side and then join them together. But what I've done on this particular occasion is I've just propped them up on little props, look, and I've put my markers around there. This should work now then, because the distance from the scanner to the item and the scanner to the dots is similar. So this should work now then. This should stay within its field of view and I should get a good scan on this. Again, let's start off with the global marker scan. Good global marker scan completed then. Stick it in cross lines and let's just see how this gets on there. And look at that already. That's straight away getting a good scan there, that is. Look how quick that went green. Went green, dead quick. So let's just come down to the sides. Look at that, it's not faltering at all. This is in real time. Come round to that corner. On the handle to the battery. Okay, I'll just go around it a couple more times and just to give it some more detail. I mean, look at that there. That battery straight in. Straight to green, perfect. Again, look how quick that's doing that. Look how quick it is. Green instantly. It's not losing any tracking because those marker dots are a similar distance away from the scanner to the impact driver, so it's working well. Let's go around it a couple of times and let's finish it off. Okay, so that's all the scanning done then, let's start processing. So this is the first scan we did then. Let's fuse this. Let's do a high quality fusion, 0.2. Reverse the selection. Bin that off. Go to scan number 2. Fusion, high quality, 0.2. See if I can do the same again. Connected domain. Yeah, I can. Reverse the selection. Clear out the junk. Okay, so now let's merge the two scans. Now I scan 4 and 5. So 4 and 5. Feature. Preview the feature alignment. See if it can get it. Yeah, it's got it well. Generate a model, and as you will agree, that is pretty good. Do a little bit of tidy up, isolation for the floating bits. Get rid of those. Overlap. Let's mesh it at 0.2. So there's the mesh complete then. Look at that, that's a nice scan. All the detail around the handle. Missing the bit at the bottom, but that's probably user error. Missing a little bit there, which fill holes would probably sort out. In fact, let's just fill these holes. And look at that. I say this every time I use it, but that fill hole software is great. Makes a really good job of these. So, going back to the scan then. It's a great scan that is now. Couldn't do standing up, but it's a great scan. So in conclusion then, is the Metro X a good scanner? Yeah, I think it is. Could it scan this standing up with no markers on it and just the markers on the base? No, it couldn't. Can other scanners do it? Yeah, they can, but this one can't. So you've just got to bear in mind the limitations of the scanner that you're using. So, did I fail today by wanting to scan it standing up? I did. Did I actually produce a really good scan of the item at the end? Yes, I did. So, the Metro X has done its job. It's just a pity you couldn't do it the way I wanted to do it, but there you go. Anyway, so that's the end of this video then. The next video in this series on the Metro X is going to be scanning with features. I'm going to be scanning 2 or 3 items with that using the near infrared, where the scanner basically checks the features of the item it's being scanned and locks on the tracking that way. You don't use the marker dots, you just use the tracking of the features itself. I'm going to be doing the impact driver. I'm going to be doing a couple of other things as well, just to see how we get on with it. There's more videos for the Metro X, and there's more videos as well for this one, this Creality Otter Lite scanner. And as I said in previous videos, but I haven't got it yet, I'm expecting the Creality Sermoon S1 to come, which is a brilliant laser scanner. That one will scan this standing up. I just can't wait to show you all. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.